that look from your end? Yes.
Don't sound that. Yeah, I'm not keen either. This is gonna be scary. Yes, the almighty JZ, the purple J. It is good to go in. Still got a ton of work left on it, but that was nerve-wracking. Took all three of us, and I had to straddle my box on my own screen, but we got there. It is so very close on this side to get in. But custom mounts lined up nicely. I gotta give Benny's alternator back, actually, it's not mine. And thankfully didn't scrape this, but yeah, had to do some straddling. It felt like Miley Cyrus riding my engine, but it's in now, which is great. Now I'll get my suspension back together. Now we're running out of time. I wanted to paint my wishbones and get all that done, but worst comes to worst, I put it back together and we get it rolling, and I still need to put my hot side on. If I paint tonight, the humidity is probably going to badly react with the paint, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I can get something done. It's still warmish right now, so it may be lucky, but we'll see. I may try and get the boosters on. I wasn't too fussed if I got them on or not for this meet. The whole idea of this is to get it out and show you guys a work in progress. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have no side skirts, no front fenders because I don't need them on yet, no headlights on yet until all the piping and stuff is done, because the biggest thing when you're doing these also is constantly leaning over the bay and on the guards, and the guards are fiberglass, so that's just asking for a bad time and asking for cracks and scratches and stuff, so we'll just see how this goes. Still gotta make a gearbox mount for it, but the priority was the engine mounts and doing my clutch and all the rest of it. Clearance looks pretty good. Let's just check it in the bay. Ah, cool, that won't be very hard at all. I was kind of worried because I got my rack up here on the tires. Haven't put my rack back in yet, and the rack is not going in for this meet because I do not have enough time and I want to rebuild the rack, so I'm going to go rackless. But I was like, oh god, how am I going to get my rack back in? And, you know, thinking in my head that this will be sitting on it, and it's sitting very close, but that's enough to get the rack in. So that's fine. Let's check where is my shifter sitting. Get out, it's not breaking. It's scary, don't want to break. Yep, we're sitting in a pretty good spot. Right. Fairly happy, yes? No, I don't really mind the damage. It's a drift car. I'd prefer not to damage the brand new bay because it's beautiful. Oh, it's gonna be fun trying to get all the piping done for this side and for the manifold. The manifold is so close, but so is the IAC under the bottom here. Do you see this guy? We've still got to put this guy on properly. I haven't put him on completely because this manifold doesn't suit this Sultec IAC, so we have to modify the mounting point. That's why it's just sitting there. And I've got to get a custom belt made once I've gotten the replacement alternator, so I know exactly how big my belt has to be. We have to modify the power steering reservoir up here, because you'll notice it's only just hitting the tippy top there. And I'm also considering downsizing the throttle body. Yeah, I think it was like 82, so I want to take this down to probably 70, but that's what came with the intake, so I just left it on there for now. Oh, this one came out last night. This one just went in. Now this one's coming out.
Cool. friends.
MX-5 motor.
Can you just check on that line for any earth straps or anything, please, Eddie, or YouTube?
Under the bay.
Yo guys, hey Texas, did I forget anything?
I don't know.
Say Texas.
Yeah, my homie's in Texas. Oh. They can check for earth straps.
Well, I can tell.
Send a pigeon.
Send a pigeon.
Yes, with the notice.
No, that wasn't the starter motor.
Oh, wasn't?
No, I got the starter motor. It was just a dust cover.
Looking alright?
Yeah, nothing looks like it's held on.
Is that the snap off?
No,
No.
not on my side. Clear. There's Ethan's little MX motor. Here's a cool little intake on it. From Skunk 2 Racing. But I don't think this thing's ever been out of the engine bay before, and it has leaked quite a lot from everywhere. We were just talking about how the breathers are quite restrictive on this, where the intercooler piping is potentially going to go in here, which is going to be fun. And all the leaks at the back here that we've got. That's a wash plug, it might even be the valve cover leak. But you can see all under here. Coming down. And then we've got almighty, probably rear main, making an absolute mess in the gearbox. Oh, I'm glad I'm an S chassis kid. Johan. So Johan De Silva has a whole bunch of MX-5s. He's got them in Japan and Australia. Absolutely loves them. Bro, kudos to you, dude. This is not an easy car to work on. Anyone that works on MX-5s, kudos to you. Oh, there's another leak. Ugh. The front crank seal.
Whole thing's a leak.
Yeah, wow. Blah, 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 blah.
NX5, please.
It's nighttime! Oops. My bad. Motor's in. We test fitted the radiator. Now this is a twin pass from Golby's. This is a really cool radiator. It has, it's pretty much two radiators in one, and it's specifically for JZ conversions in S chassis. So I think it was for S14s, S15s. I've pilfered it off Corey because he's bought it for his 14. And we've test fitted it to see how it's going to sit with where the J is sitting and the clearance of the thermos, which is amazing. We have plenty of clearance. This is a crazy good amount of clearance compared to what I'm used to. My JZ, for reference, in my 180SX comes off this by my thermofans, like right almost on top of it. It's a credit card distance off my water pump in my 180SX, but this, we have custom made the mounts and we have significantly moved it back, probably almost a whole inch more than what is in my S chassis. So happy with that. That's going to look really, really cool. Colors. It's still dirty, I haven't cleaned it yet. Get it rolling again. And then I have to put my T3G twin turbo HKS kit back on for the hot side, which is over here. I've had this disassembled for quite a while because what I was originally trying to do was source new wastegates, because these are really old and haggard looking. They're the original ones, but I've had no luck finding new wastegates for the T3G setup, so I'm going to have to clean these up and put these back on. And the reason that they've been partially disassembled on the rear here, so got wishbones here. I call them wishbones. These guys. They're not on currently on this one because I've cleaned the entire lot of these turbos up. I've had them HPC coated in chrome and the purpley pink HPC powder. There's the remainder of my wishbones there. I've still got to clean up. There's a couple in there, and these guys here as well, which I call these my half moons. These are my wishbones, and these are my half moons. So these guys go here, and then these guys here are, so half moons, wishbones. These guys I currently don't have either on either side, so this turbo is incomplete. However, being that it's a twin turbo setup with the merge pipe in the center here and then the manifolds on the back, they are a real big pain to get on and off. They have to all be assembled off and then they come off in one piece off the motor. It all has to come off in the right order and it all has to go back on in the right order, which is why I've left all these loose so I could still access all this to finish doing my wishbones. I'm not sure if I'm going to be needing like a brake booster delete, like the Chase Bays booster delete, to run the twin turbo T3G setup in the 32 with the steering column on the same side, with the fuel lines on the same side. Everything is on that side, and it's going to be very tough for clearance and for heat. We're going to be very careful doing it. So it's been a slow process, but I've been taking my time and not rushing that again, which is why the hot side's not on and the boosters aren't in yet, because everything is try it, fit it, pull it on, pull it off, pull it on, pull it off, modify it, put it back on, etc, etc. I'm going to get this on just for the meet tomorrow, and then I will be finalising obviously what is remaining on this, which is my wishbones, my half moons, my wastegates, which also has one of the brackets here that needs to go on here, again in a certain order, my lines, and I need to source some of these, or I need to custom make some flanges for these, because I cannot find that size, and that will be my oil return. And then I need to create a Y pipe, which is what these guys up here are for, that route back from the two turbos back into the sump, and my two fittings for my valve covers. So if you guys keep going, why is it so ugly, why haven't I done anything with the top of it yet? Sorry, I almost tripped over the lawnmower. It's because I want to get it painted, but I want to do it right. So I need to pull out my Yaris coil packs, and we're going to delete this guy here, which is the breather between the two valve covers. Aaron's already done this to his. I think Corey may have already done it to his too, which is why both those guys have their valve covers painted and I have not yet. And what we're going to do is we're going to weld on the dash 12s, and we're going to run them individually to the catch can each. So both the valve covers will be able to breathe, and I won't need this. I also won't need my breather on the side here, and my breather on the side here as well, which has already been pressed out. I'm going to pull this one out as well, and then probably pull the baffles out of this so we can weld these on. Still trying to pick where I want these. Benjamin ended up putting his right at the back in the center here, and I have seen a lot of people do that because of the clearance of the firewall. It gives you ease of access to put your lines up and not hit anything, but I'm not entirely sure where I want to put mine yet. I've still got to do and route all my water lines for my turbos, and sort all that out, because I have the oil water heat exchange on the oil filter down here removed, which I don't know if I can get to. This guy down here. So usually there's like this big neck thing that comes off here, and it has a bunch of the heater lines that come to it as well, and some lines from water lines from around the back of the motor, which is again what this guy here is for. There's also a water line here. So all this needs to be sorted out, but slow and steady, and sorting it out one by one. We are putting a JZ into an R chassis. So Toyota motors don't naturally go into Nissans. You gotta make them work, and I've made it work before in the past. And there's some things that I did with that conversion that I would like to do better on this conversion. It's 10:20. Benjamin spent 5 minutes on Marketplace, and we're off to go buy wheels apparently. Because it's cheaper to buy a set of wheels and tires these days than it is to buy new tires. His words.
I'm not lying.
No.
New RE003s with rims for $350 when the wheels are, that's 4 rims. So it's got 2 brand new RE003s and 2 60% treaders.
For my proof and for your proofs, I tried cleaning these. I have been here for the last half an hour with brake cleaner, cleaning the entirety of my wishbones, my camber arms, my freaking rotors, my brakes. They are dirty, they're staying dirty, and that is the best they're gonna get until I pull them apart again and I paint my wishbones. I wanted to paint my wishbones, I wanted to clean up my rotors, and I wanted to paint my knuckles, so you see here. But I don't have time, and this is a pain in the butt, so I will be doing this at a later stage. Please ignore any filthy, dirty wishbone that you see until I fix that up, and some yellow camber arms that will be purple soon, even if I have to pull them back out again. Another fun thing, I don't know if I even told you the saga of what happened. Maybe I did. If I didn't, here's the story. So this whole bench here went the whole way along, all the way over to there somewhere, and then we had a welding bench in the corner. We've pulled all that out, we've put all shelving in there now to try and tidy things up. But the day before we did that, we had a new visitor. We have I think he's a 3.5 meter long, he looks like a carpet python, crawling through the garage here. Big ass snake coming through, and I came in the morning and found that he'd gone across my bench here and knocked a whole bunch of my stuff off. Now, I had a box here, which is not currently here. I don't know where I put it. It's my head unit box. I think I pulled it. Oh god, where is my head unit box? There. Oh, phew. Okay, yes, head unit box was right here. And then on top of my head unit box, I had my GDR headlight, didn't I? Now, if you guys have been around the channel for a while, you know that when the 32 went to paint the first time, unfortunately one of my GDR headlights got broken, and Dane ended up giving me another GTR headlight, which is very, very expensive because they're glass and they're GDRs. So I've been keeping this thing hoarded in my bedroom, perfectly safe, like it was even under a microfiber, and I've kept it there for probably about a year because I left the broken headlight in, which is this guy up here, and used it pretty much until I've pulled the car down doing this conversion. Now, the other day I decided it was finally time to bring this headlight in and to get it into the 32, and I put it on my bench right here. Mr. Snake came through from wherever he came through, slithered all over my stuff, didn't want to climb my turbos, and went over the headlight, knocked the headlight off, and the headlight hit the ground and broke my replacement headlight for my replacement. Yep, that is my luck. But I will say, thankfully, Mr. Snake broke the bracket. Somehow the glass got out of it okay, but unfortunately, as you can see down the bottom here and up here, it did still crack all my chrome up the top here, where this little bracket guy goes up on here. So I'm pretty devo about that, but such is this car. Every single bit on this car has been broken, damaged, replaced, abused, or, you know, it's been through the ringer. The entire car has been through the ringer. It is no show car whatsoever. It's a reality of what happens when you go drifting. So yeah, but it's just so disappointing. I've tried so hard to make this car very pretty and to restore it and to repair it, and every time I do something or someone breaks something. Well, without further ado, we're gonna go pick up these wheels, and then I'm gonna get back, put in my front steering components, and try and get the car on the ground and get that gearbox mount on. Not sure if we'll make the entire mount yet. We went digging for metal and we left the metal at the house, so we don't have the metal here at the moment to build the mount. The only metal we do have is about, I think it's 10 or 12 mil thick, which is crazy thick to try and drill through or to cut. So we might have to wait till tomorrow and make a DIY mount to get us through for the meet, because that car needs to be on a trailer in 12 hours. It's another one of those several hours later snapshotty bits. I don't know. Either way, it's what, 2-3 in the morning again?
Don't tell me that. Do not tell me that.
I don't know what it is. I'll tell you what it is. Alright, yeah, anyway, it's whatever time you guys know. This is the MX-5 motor. Good work, Benjamin. High five.
I think it's sitting in the...
Ew. So the guys have been pulling down the NB MX-5, and I have been cranking away on the JZ32, trying to get it back on the ground, get it rolling again, get all its arms back in, and play around with some things. This is where I'm at. It is about to hit the ground, but I wanted to show you how funny it looked, because we currently don't have a rack in it, so I've got all my lock, which is quite a bit of lock. And yeah, I'm full towing out on both sides. Center of car. Toe in, toe out. And I fell over. Anyway, yeah, it's looking pretty. I am getting it on the ground now, and then I'm going to put on its hot side, and then we'll probably call it for the night. Get back here at 8 AM, which is what, 5 hours. Load it back up, get a whole bunch of stuff for the stall, and this will be at the meet. That's half the reason I'm taking it there, because I would like to share the build as it's in progress with people that may or may not be able to, you know, make it out to my garage in the middle of nowhere and want to know what's going on, or to check it out in person and enjoy it the same way I am as I'm building it. So I was looking at my gas struts for my bonnet earlier. Now I've got a Blitz ADR approved bonnet over here that is going on it. but I don't think Blitz have actually made the mounting points in the edges of the bonnet to run the gas struts, so I don't know if I'll have the gas struts on tomorrow. With the amount of GTR Fanatics that we have for 32s, there's got to be some form of aftermarket billet or something for the wishbone or replacement wishbone for the 32. So I'm going to have a look into that before I go ham pulling mine out and painting them. May also upgrade knuckles and arms still. You guys have seen in the previous one I was talking about that. Yeah, I may not do it yet, I'm not sure yet. Potentially in this one I said that we didn't have the materials that we needed to build the gearbox mount because I left it in one of the other cars at the house, whereas we're currently at the shed, so I don't have any of my materials here. So what we've done for tomorrow's meet is we've strapped up the gearbox using an extension bar and a ratchet strap. You guys won't see this tomorrow because I'm going to cover it over just so I don't get questions, but yeah. That's my gearbox mount currently, but the engine mounts are in and bolted down, so that's fine. There's still so much left to go, but there's so much done from what it was. It's on the ground. Whoops, sorry, light. Wait. Is it spotlight? Yeah, okay, check this out. Whoops, sorry. It's pretty. I am over the moon with how this colour combo works, with the purple, the silver, and the crazy titanium bay that does a million colours. Oh, I want to put the turbos on. But it's on the ground, look! The motor's in, the gearbox is in. Now it's just a case of all the little things. Alright then, that is going to be it for tonight. 2 AM, 2:30, don't tell Corey. We're going to call it, go get a couple of hours of sleep, pack up the stand, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Have fun!